Hey folks, here we have the portfolio page. If you've worked with previous templates before and you've seen this sort of thing, this is the Isotope portfolio. We've modified it a little bit for some of our newer templates where we've basically added the lightbox feature right here. So basically what you have here, it's an Isotope portfolio. It displays pictures. We have buttons up top here, which I would call them category buttons. So when you click on a certain category like departments, you can have certain images grouped within that button so that they show up, right? That's the idea behind the Isotope. Also with each image we have a title, a description, a view web page. So if you want to link this image to a certain page in your site, there's a link for it, as well as the little icon, which is the picture icon, and we use that for the light box so we can actually have the images show up in a little gallery like so. So let's jump into it. Let's take a look at modifying the properties of each thumb image. We'll add a new one, and then we'll change the linkage up here so that we can take that new image and have it display under a certain button and figure out how all that works. So we'll just open up our portfolio page right here within the pages folder. Right click and do the open file. The library page that we're actually working on is in the components and the portfolio folder right here. That's the page right there. All of our images are going to be going into the portfolio images folder right here. And the image size is 640 by 480, or if we double click on an existing picture, it'll tell us right here 640 by 480. All right. And up top, at the very top of the page here, we have the different tab buttons that we'll be looking at the end of the video. So to start with, to update each thumb or each image, if we flip over to the code view, each image is wrapped in a slide container like we've seen in other library pages. So if you want to add more images, you just copy a slide, sort of create a little bit of space between two existing slides, and then paste, right? And that creates that additional image. I like to update the thumb title as well, maybe thumb 1A, whatever you want to do to recognize it so it doesn't, you know where it is. Changing a picture, we'll just double click. I'll hit the browse button, and at this point in time I need to drop a new image in here as an example. So I'll go to my portfolio folder, which I keep here. There's the replacement pic, 640 by 480. I'll just drop that right in here. Oh, can't do that with that open. So I'll just drag and drop that. There we go. So there's my 640 by 480 replacement pic. So we'll double click, hit browse, go to the library. I'll go to the components and the portfolio folder, and finally the images folder, and find my new image. There it is, 640 by 480. Select it and hit open and OK. And then I'll just do a double click, go to the appearance, and unselect the specify size so that it keeps the image nice and mobile. Now the next thing I need to do for this image is change the title and description. You can do that right here in the page view. And the view web page, all you'd really need to do at this point is use the hyperlink properties and link to a new page. Because right now it just links to a blank dummy pound sign right there. So you'd have to change that so it actually links to a new page. All right? So that's the image part. Now, what if I want to have this image show up under a certain button? So when I click on services, that image now shows up. Well, let's double click on services, flip to code view, and take a look at that button. It uses a filter or a data filter using the name or the class of group 2. So if I want my new image to show up, I have to also change the class to match the name or the group here. So the first one is linked to group 1. If I scroll down, there's my new thumb 1A image. It's also linked to group 1 because I copied it. I need to change it to link to group 2. So I just double click, copy group 2, scroll on down, double click where it says group 1, paste group 2, and I'm done. Now this new image will show up under the services tab when I click services because the filter and the class match. I can also I can change the name of these buttons right here in the page as well. If I need to add a new button, I would copy the entire LI class. So there's the class right there for that button. I would copy that, paste it down below, and I'm just going to line that up to make more sense. And then I would change the name right here, and then I would change the group from group 4 to group 5. And you can use whatever filter names you want. I suggest keeping it really simple so you can just copy and paste. But you could even use the name of the, like, products. You could just products, services, services. I didn't do that because I don't know what you're going to be naming your filter, your button names up here when you're done. So to me, a generic name like group 1, 2, 3, 4 made more sense. Obviously, you can change that and then change the class IDs or the classes down below for each slide so that they link into those new filter names.